No, my name is Matt Clark. I'm a 19-year-old Canadian aspiring race car driver. This year, I drove in the USF 2000 series with D-Force Racing, and I'm a local boy, and I'm very excited to be a part of sim racing for the kids this year. The USF 2000 is a part of the USF Pro Championships. It's a ladder system for us, junior Formula drivers to try to work our way up into the NTT IndyCar series, which is my final goal. So there's USF Juniors, USF 2000, and then USF Pro 2000. That's kind of like the three rungs of the internal ladder system they got going on. This season, I believe we ended up fourth in the Drivers' Championship. It was my rookie campaign coming off a strong year last year where we won the USF Junior Scholarship to move up. It was an up and down year. We had some really high highs and we had some weekends that were a little bit difficult. But overall, I'd say I learned lots. I had lots of fun, which is important because if you're not having fun, then why race? And I'm really looking forward on a strong off season and building momentum for our 2024 campaign, hopefully in USF 2000 Pro. Right now, no contracts have been signed, but I do have lots of love for the boys at D-Force Racing. I mean, they've been amazing to me the past 2 years. And I had three. So on my debut in Portland, which was actually the end of the year 2022, we had a win there. We actually were victorious at the Freedom 75, our only oval race of the year. That was in the month of May, the big month of May in the racing world. And then I had another victory in Mid Ohio, so three in total. No, so that was on the oval. So USF 2000, we only do one oval a season, and it was actually they call it the Carb Night Classic. It was on Carb Day, the Friday before the Indy 500, and that was at Lucas Oil, the oval track there. Sorry, I believe it's called Lucas Oil Raceway, and that's kind of like the little oval about 10 minutes away from the Indianapolis 500 Speedway. Exactly. I was actually very surprised with the crowd turnout, and I really loved it. As a first oval experience, it was very kind to me. No, thank you very much. The guys from Rev TV are awesome. They do such a good job, promoting local racing content, and so super thankful to them for any exposure they give me. And I think they're a strong supporter of what we're doing here, right, with sim racing for the kids. A lot of drivers that I know, I started sim racing in 2020, kind of when, up in Canada, we had a big lockdown with the COVID-19 outbreak. And that's when everyone really bought into it. Because, I mean, we were all locked up and had nothing to do. There was no real racing going on. So that's when I got in. And I mean, I've loved it ever since. Sim racing is very similar to the real thing in the sense that it keeps your mind very sharp. So it's an activity that I often find myself doing. It's a part of my training and it's something that I love. I would say that you're never going to get the real thing, but it is very close. And, I always say that it's more realistic in terms of you always go through the motions of a real race, right? So you have the start, you have the later stages of the race where you have to defend your position. You have to be perfect every lap, not make any mistakes. So, those kind of things are what really compare to its real life counterpart. Technology is getting better, definitely with the wheels and the force feedback that we get. Some people have like crazy motion rigs. So there's bits and pieces, but definitely like you say, like you're never gonna feel that plant of the tire, that proper G force in a high speed corner. It's just something that you're not gonna get from the sim. So yeah, they do. It's a good model, and I often use it to practice for upcoming race weekends, so that helps a lot. No, I did not. And they were two awesome guys, and I really enjoyed working with them. That was like the highlight of the whole experience. No, they're definitely strong competitors. I know I had limited practice time before the sim racing with the kids event last year, and they were definitely, a good shoulder to lean on. I know we did get it together a few times before the event to practice because I mean testing time is very important, whether it's the real race car or the virtual race car, right? You got to be on your game when race day comes. So we had a few group practice sessions, talk setup. I think it was a fixed setup, but race strategy as well that we were kind of working in. So I think Mike ran all the numbers on that kind of thing. He had a whole program and a spreadsheet laid out, stuff that's a bit it was a bit beyond me at the time, but he did a really good job making the calls. And I mean, together, all three of us gelled really well, and I think we ended up on the podium. We were third place. just try to keep our nose clean. And I think that's really important in endurance racing, right? You just gotta keep your nose clean and you keep chugging along with decent pace all the way to the end. And I think more times often than not, you find yourself in a good position if you manage to weave your way around those incidents. So we had strong pace and we capitalized on, those who fell to incidents, and we were in a good position. No, they were a great compliment to me. I wouldn't say I'm the best sim racer out there. I enjoy it and I'm fast, but they were great teammates to have. I think the main thing is the cause. I mean, we're all in support of such a great charity here, and that's what really brings the community together. That's what hits home for me. And then you also have the competitive aspect of it as too, right? So, I mean, I'm a competitor. I always want to win, and to race against different guys from across the country, pros, amateurs, you name it. It's a lot of fun. So the whole thing created a really positive experience for me last year, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Yeah, well, I always say like once you put that helmet on, whether it's real or virtual, you kind of lose all your friends, right? So we're all competitors, and at the end of the day, we laugh and joke about it, but everyone wants to win. For the cause. We're all coming together in order to fundraise for such a wonderful charity. How could that not appeal to you? I mean, that's my opinion, and that's what I'll stand by. Yes, and I think for the amateurs, you also get that added bonus of getting to work with a pro race car driver, right? I mean, that's not something that happens every day, and maybe they can help you improve on your sim racing skills, or even vice versa, right? So it's always fun to have a friendly relationship back and forth. And I mean, like I said last year, working with my two amateur teammates was the best part of the whole event for me. No, clearing the schedule to do something like this is very important, and I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, so currently I'm at my family home, but I am usually living on the east side of the city, in Oshawa. I attend Ontario Tech, like we talked about before we went on air here, in the engineering program. So I'm working on moving my sim rig there. It's a work in progress. It's gonna be a slow build because I got other things going on like class and like you said, lots of stuff in the off season trying to prepare for next year. But it's definitely one of my priorities. Definitely beats like Calc 2 class. So it's gonna be hard to separate those two and make sure that I'm getting to class on time and I'm not in the middle of a sim race. But I think I'll manage it. Thank you. I always say that, you know, driving is my plan A and I want to be a professional driver, but either if that doesn't work out or I want something to do after my career, I mean, having a background in engineering, I think will only complement my skills. And it's definitely on my bucket list. I have, however, driven a GT4. I got my first experience in a 718 Porsche racing in the SRO series this year in Sonoma. Things are a blast, man. So much fun. I like that element of it too. The fact that you do have a choice there and what manufacturer you want to roll with. And I mean, that kind of makes it interesting during the racing. He's an amazing mentor. I mean, what you see with him, on the broadcasting that he's doing now with NBC or in interviews is exactly what you get. He's such a salt of the earth guy, the nicest human being, and I'm lucky to have him in my corner. Just like to say how excited I am to be not only invited back, but to be participating in the third, I believe this is the third sim racing for the kids event in lieu of supporting sick kids. I think it's a great cause. We're gonna have some really good racing, I know for sure, on the day of, and I'm just counting down the days, man.